Good morning. We're just going to give folks a moment to come in from the waiting room.
Hello.
Good morning. We're giving folks a moment just to come in from the waiting room. As a reminder, when you are entering from the waiting room, please do keep yourself on mute unless and until you are appearing and testifying before the board. Thank you. Just give folks a few more seconds. Okay, good morning. This is a hearing before the licensing board for the city of Boston. Today is Wednesday, April 6th, 2022. Today's hearing is being held pursuant to temporary amendments to the open meeting law. That is what allows us to meet virtually. Today's hearing will be recorded and posted to the city of Boston's website. Before I review procedural matters, I will introduce Chairwoman Kathleen Joyce.
Good morning. My name is Kathleen Joyce. I'm chair of the licensing board. I'm joined today by Commissioner Liam Curran and Commissioner Kiana Saxon.
Thank you. And as a reminder, please do mute yourself unless and until you are appearing or testifying before the board. And please ensure that your audio and visuals are working properly. I will call each item in the order that it appears on today's agenda. I will then ask who is present on behalf of the applicant. You will then make a brief presentation regarding your proposal, followed by questions by the chairwoman and commissioners. Following the questions, there will be testimony beginning with elected officials or their representatives. Please limit your testimony to 2 minutes and please state your name, address, and affiliation, if any. Calling item number 1 on this morning's agenda, Cafe Dark LLC, doing business as Cafe Dark, located at 40 Beach Street, has applied for a common victular license to be exercised on the above in 2 rooms on the ground floor. Room 1, kitchen with sinks, storage, and shelving. Room 2, customer service and seating. Manager Kathy Fan, hours of operation 7:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant? You are on mute. Hang on, I'm going to ask you to unmute.
My name's Kathy.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Great, good morning. If you could please identify yourself and present.
Yeah, this is my wife, Kathy Fan, and I'm Axel Lindemuller. We've been working in Chinatown for the last 23 years. She used to own a hair salon in there and still does. And we are looking on opening a Asian fusion shop with Vietnamese coffee and Belgian bonbons on the first floor of the parking garage on Beach Street. As you said before, with the opening hour 7:30 till 10, we'll be serving Vietnamese coffee, Belgian bonbons, espressos, and bubble teas. And the emphasis is going to be on the fusion aspect of the Vietnamese coffee with the chocolate.
Thank you. Chairwoman Joyce, any questions?
Thank you for that explanation. Just for my records, it's 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days a week.
7:30 a.m. till 10. No, probably not 10 days a week. We probably in the weekdays we'll close a little earlier, but on the weekends we want to capture the people out there.
Thank you. I don't have any further questions. Commissioners?
No questions. Thank you.
Nothing from me. Thank you.
Are there any individuals who would like to testify, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Hi, good morning. My name is Chulan Huang. I am from the Office of Neighborhood Services. Cafe Dark had a butters meeting that was hosted on April 4th. This applicant did not receive any opposition during the butters meeting hosted by the owner's office. The applicant has received letters of support from the Chinatown Neighborhood Council and Chinatown Main Street. The applicant received a letter of opposition from Chinatown Residents Association. The applicant is scheduled to meet with the Chinatown Residents Association tonight. And we would like to defer to the judgment of the board.
Good morning, Madam. Oh, sorry, Danny. Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board, Ana Calderon from Council President Flink's office. At this moment, the councilor would like to go on record in opposition to this application. We have received a letter of opposition from the Chinatown Residents Association due to lack of community process. The applicant has not met with them, and therefore they want to go on record in opposition, so they have some time to discuss the application with the applicant. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter this morning?
Good morning. My name is Debbie Ho from Chinatown Main Street. We would like to go on the record that we support this small business in Chinatown. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
I just want to confirm if there's anyone here, just to confirm that the Chinatown Residents Association meeting is tonight.
Correct.
Is that correct? And you'll be joining them tonight?
Correct. Yeah, 6 o'clock.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you for that clarification. With no further public testimony, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 2, Burrito Boys, Inc., doing business as Baba Coos Burritos, located at 89 Brighton Ave in Alston, has applied for a common victular license to be exercised on the above 1 floor, 1,400 square feet. Upon entry, assembly line kitchen with seating, back area prep tables, sinks, storage racks, and refrigeration unit. Manager Christopher DeAndrea, hours of operation 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant? Is there anybody here on behalf of Baba Coos Burritos?
Yes, I'm here. Christopher DeAndre. How are you, sir?
Great, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Sure, please present your proposal to the board.
Sure. So my partners and I, we're hoping to open our newest restaurant. It's called Baba Coos Burritos. We're hoping to open this April. We're located at 89 Brighton Avenue in Alston. We're at the newest building. It's called Building 89. It's a brand new apartment complex and retail. And yeah, so we're very similar to Chipotle. We feel that we are better. Of course, we're gonna let you guys try it out first. We have been around since 2008. The franchise became a franchise then, and they started to push more in 2016. They're up to about 60 locations now. And this is gonna be the first one in New England.
Wait, are you involved in any of the other locations, Mr.?
I am, yes.
You are?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
How many of them are you involved in?
So I don't personally own any of them. My partners do. They have about 4 other locations in the New York, New Jersey area. However, I have been working with them for the past 2 years.
Okay, thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
The hours are 11 a.m. to 9 p.m.?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any further questions. Commissioners?
No questions from me. Thank you.
No questions, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer judgment to the board. The applicant met with the local civic association in that area, the Alston Civic Association. Received great feedback. People were excited to see this new storefront activated in a commercial district. And yeah, with that, we turn it back to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Calling item number 3, the Little Cocoa Bean Company LLC, doing business as the Little Cocoa Bean Co., located at 114 South Street, has applied for a common victular license to be exercised on the above first floor cafe with a small seating area, contains storage, a large classroom, office, bathroom, and a kids' play space. Manager Skelly Tracy A., hours of operation 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
I am Tracy Skelly.
Tracy Skelly.
I am the owner and CEO of the Little Cocoa Bean Company. We are hoping to open a baby cafe in Jamaica Plain, located at 114 South Street on the corner of South Street and McBride Street. We will be serving freshly made baby and toddler foods. Our ingredients will be locally sourced, farm fresh produce, and we will also host classes, nutrition classes and feeding classes for families with young children.
Tracy, did you say, do you call this a baby cafe? Is that because there's a play space or is it really small?
We call it a baby cafe because we cater to babies and toddlers. So
Okay.
whereas usually the kids menu is sort of like the side menu at most restaurants, that's our main menu here. We're really feeding the babies.
Okay. And how many seats will be in the cafe?
24.
Thank you. I don't have any other questions. Commissioners?
That just sounds like the cutest thing. No questions.
No questions, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Hi, yes, good morning. This is Tiffany Gallardo from the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, no one in our office has received any letters of opposition. This actually received quite a lot of community support at every meeting from the Jamaica Plain Neighborhood Council Public Service Committee, as well as the Business and Professional Association. At this time, our office would like to defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? I do see a raised hand from Michael Reiskind. You may go ahead.
My name is Michael Reiskind. I live at 425 South Huntington Avenue, Jamaica Plain, member of the Jamaica Plain Neighborhood Council and chair of its Public Service Committee. We had a neighborhood hearing on this issue on March 8th. We think this is a wonderful concept. Everybody who came supported it. This is a nice corner space that used to be a travel shop that moved to another location in Jamaica Plain. And we think this cafe catering to mothers and kids will be a wonderful addition to this space. We urge you to support that. Little Cocoa Bean also had their abutters meeting on March 1st. People came to support and went before the Jamaica Plain Business and Professional Association in February, received support, and went before the JP Center South Main Streets in January and received support. We urge you to approve this application. Thanks.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you. Calling item number 4, Amsterdam and Broadway's Best LLC, doing business as Amsterdam and Broadway's Best Pizza, located at 483 East Broadway in South Boston. Holder of a common victualler license has petitioned to amend the closing hour of the licensed business from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. 7 days a week to Sunday to Thursday, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Friday to Saturday, 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. Who is present on behalf of the licensee?
I am Tina Thomas, the manager, and
Ishmael Yasikaya, the owner.
Great, thank you. Please present your proposal to the board.
we just wanted to extend our hours for Friday and Saturday nights. We are not able to have the outside dining like some of the other restaurants, so we're looking to extend the hours on those 2 nights so we can increase some of the revenue that was lost during the pandemic.
Okay. Thank you very much. Chairman Joyce, any questions?
I do. From 11 to 3, do you anticipate most of it being takeout, or do you think it'll be dine in?
No dining.
No dining.
Is it all
mostly
takeout?
takeout and delivery.
Okay, so will you be shutting the doors except for the takeout at that time?
Pick up and delivery.
Takeout.
No dining.
No dining.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any other questions, commissioners.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Not at this time. Thank you.
Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chair, members of the board, this is John Romano from the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services, filling in for our Southie liaison. Pre-COVID, that they had a butters meeting in this area that received support generally from the community, as well as had gone to the community groups. The proposal here has received in general support from the community, and we would defer judgment to the board at this time. Thank you all.
Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board, Ana Calderon from Council President Flink's office. The councilor would like to go on record in opposition to this application due to lack of community process. We also have a lot of residents that have concerns about a 3 a.m. closing hour. We recommend the board for a denial and have the opportunity to engage with residents. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
May I say something else?
You may go ahead.
Okay, our community liaison has said that there was no opposition from the neighborhood. So I'm a little, I was a little taken off by that there was some opposition we weren't aware of.
Can you describe for the board what your community process was? It sounds like you met with people a while ago.
Yeah, well, when I spoke to our the person from Neighborhood Services, she said that there was no need for a neighborhood meeting, that there was no opposition. So I that's why I'm a little taken back by that. We thought that we had approval of all of our neighbors. So this I'm taken by surprise.
So you, at the recommendation of the ONS liaison, didn't have an abutters meeting or anything?
No, she said there was no need for it.
Okay, that's helpful. Anna, what kind of public process are you talking about? Would you like?
Yeah, there was not an abutters meeting, no, never on this proposal. And there wasn't a meeting with the neighborhood association, and there wasn't any meeting with anybody that we know in the area. So I think in able for them to go through this process, they should have a community process so that we know where people are. And
Okay.
if, you know, we know there are some concerns about a 3 a.m. closing hour, but there wasn't a community process for this proposal at all.
Okay, we have had issues in other neighborhoods with 3 a.m. closing hours for pizza places specifically. Noise and traffic were issues. We will touch base with you after this meeting to figure out what kind of process we can have so that we don't hold up the application, but to make sure the community is involved. There's been some transition in the neighborhood services office, so that's probably a reflection of the confusion.
Okay.
Thank you.
So
we'll follow up with you after the hearing.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. The board will take this under advisement in the meantime. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 5, Perros Paisas Inc. doing business as Perros Paisas located at 350 Bennington Street in East Boston. Holder of a common victualler license has petitioned to amend the closing hour of the licensed business from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. to 3 a.m. Who is present on behalf of the licensee? Is there anybody here on behalf of Perros Paisas?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Great.
Sorry.
No, no problem. You may go ahead and present to the board.
My problem is my English is no good. So maybe somebody can help me with the language.
Is the application is just to extend your hours up until 3 a.m. That is correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Oh, Chairman Joyce, you're on mute right now.
Sorry, that's fine. That's at this point, as long as we know what you're applying for, we can move on to find out from ONS what the community process was, and then we'll ask for support and opposition. So you're looking to extend your license from 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. Is that correct? I think that's correct.
Yes, that is correct. Sorry.
Okay.
I just did the entire process with him.
Okay, so.
Great.
All right. So, sorry, Danny, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was going to ask if there's anyone here who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives, which would be you.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Natalia Benitez with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. Perros Paisa received the support from the Eagle Hills Civic Association. He presented twice with them. There was all support. Our office has not received any opposition letters from the abutters, and at this moment, I'd like to defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you. Calling items 6, 7, and 8. I believe these are all one transaction. Is that correct, Attorney Upton?
That is correct, Attorney Green.
Great, thank you. I'll read them all into the record. Item number 6, BOSB Wine Bar LLC, doing business as Vino Volo, located at Logan Airport Terminal B in East Boston. Item 7, ABC Wine Bar, doing business as Vino Volo, located at Logan Airport Terminal A in East Boston. And item 7, ABC Wine Bar, doing business as Vino Volo, located at Logan Airport Terminal A in East Boston. Holder of an airport common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Casey Don Yost to Gerald Irving Winston. Attorney Andrew Upton. Attorney Upton.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Andrew Upton from Upton, Cannell, and Devlin for the licensee. These are 3 Vino Volos in the airport. They were closed for some time during the pandemic. They have now retained Jerry Winston as the manager for all 3. The reason we believe he's capable of managing all three at once is because they're about a 10-minute walk between them. So he's able to spend plenty of time on all the premises. Jerry is an experienced operator. He's been in the food and beverage business his entire adult life. I believe he was approved by the ABCC as a hotel manager on a license before, but he is a Mass resident, a US citizen, as I said, extensive experience, and he's familiar with the rules and regulations. He is on this video, but he is not getting appropriate return video, so I have him on my cell phone in case you need to verify that he exists.
Thank you, Chairman Joyce. Would you like to see him?
I'm just going to ask, is Jerry here so that?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, once you started speaking, it highlighted your square. So.
I can see you very clearly.
Okay, thank you for joining us. Attorney Upton, thank you for covering the manager of record questions. I don't have any other questions. Commissioners?
No questions, thank you.
Nothing for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Hearing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Calling item number 9, RBSBW Inc., doing business as Roche Brothers Supermarkets located at 8 Summer Street, holder of a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Michael J. Waterhouse to Susan A. LaRosa, who is present on behalf of the licensee.
I am, it's James Sperber here. I am real estate counsel for RBSBW Inc., doing business as Roche Brothers Supermarkets. And Sue LaRosa, who's the proposed manager of record, should be on here too.
I am.
Great. Hi, Sue.
Hi, Jim.
So we're here to change the manager of record. Sue's a new manager at the downtown crossing store at 8 Summer Street, and that's why we are here.
Thank you, Chairwoman Joyce.
Thank you, Attorney Sperber. Ms. LaRosa, are you a citizen?
Yes, I am.
Are you a resident of the Commonwealth?
Yes, I am.
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
Yes, I do.
Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I am.
Thank you. I have no other questions. Commissioners, do you?
Nothing additional, thank you.
No questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 10, Telegraph Hill Tavern LLC, doing business as Telegraph Hill Kitchen and Bar located at 289 Dorchester Street in South Boston. Holder of a common victular 7-day alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Stephen Whalen to Paul Chiocariello. Attorney Michael Ford. Attorney Ford.
Good morning, Michael Ford again for Telegraph Hill Tavern. With me is the proposed manager, Paul Chiocariello, who I believe you can see down there, who's waving now. This is the place at 289 Dorchester Ave. Mr. Chiocariello has significant experience in the alcohol beverage industry, most recently as the assistant general manager at Lower Mills Tavern, and then prior to that, McGreevy's Pub. And as such, he actually lives 2 minutes down the street from the location, so going to be very hands-on at this location. He's familiar with the rules of this board and the ABCC. He's a Mass resident and a US citizen, and he's here if you want to ask him any further questions.
Thank you, Chairman Joyce. Any further questions?
I don't have any further questions. Thank you, Attorney Ford, for covering that, and thank you for joining us, Mr. Chiocariello.
Thank you.
Commissioners, do you?
Nothing further, thank you.
No questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item 11, Omni Boston Seaport Entertainment LLC, doing business as Omni Boston Hotel at the Seaport, located at 450 Summer Street. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to pledge the license to U.S. Bank National Association. Attorney Dennis Quilty. Attorney Quilty.
Good morning, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board. Dennis Quilty, representing the licensee. This is a pledge back of the approved license to U.S. Bank for ongoing construction and related matters. It's basically a housekeeping matter. The hotel is up and operating, and this was a lender's requirement, and we are here today to seek your approval. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're just keeping track of the reasons for the pledge. So you're saying the reason for this pledge?
It was like a multi-million-dollar operation to build out, and lenders, of course, are looking for every possible connection back to make certain that their loan is secured. And this is the reason for this pledge of license.
Thank you. I don't have any further questions. Commissioners, do you?
Nothing for me. Thank you.
No questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like
Thank
to
you.
testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Good
Any other
morning, Madam
individuals?
of the Chair. Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board, Ana Calderon from Council President Flink's office. The councilor would like to go recording support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item 12, GSTH Investment Group LLC, doing business as Bijou and Rock and Rye, located at 51 Stewart Street, holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to amend the condition limiting the first floor restaurant closing hour of the licensed business from last restaurant seating will be at midnight with a 1 a.m. closing with all patrons off the premises by 1:15 a.m. to first floor restaurant to have all patrons off the premises at 2 a.m. Attorney Marcy Costa. Attorney Costa.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Marcy Costa, McDermott, Quilty, and Miller, 28 State Street, on behalf of the licensee. Joined with me today are the owners and operators of Rock and Rye, the first floor restaurant, Jairo Dominguez and Tyrone DeStassi. They're on the call as well. We are before you today seeking an amendment to the condition placed on this license. Just a little bit of background. Rock and Rye operates the first floor restaurant at the location under a management agreement. The condition put in place was done so for the previous owner when the restaurant was opened as Ghost Walks a number of years ago. 18 months ago, Jairo and Tyrone came into the space and opened Rock and Rye. It is a neighborhood restaurant bar. It has, over the last 18 months opening during the pandemic, been able to build a really great business. They have great food, great drinks, and really are welcoming to the community. A lot of their customers are hospital workers at Tufts, other people in the hospitality industry, as well as those who live in the neighborhood. And when they come in after midnight looking for something to eat, a lot of them end up going elsewhere, specifically to places such as Fourth Wall around the corner, Genkiya's down the road, Nash Bar as well, all of which have 2 a.m. licenses and do keep their kitchens open late. The goal of extending this closing hour to allow for patrons off the premises by 2 a.m. is to allow the kitchen to stay open as well, so the customers will be able to come in and continue to order food with their beverages. We met with the Chinatown Safety Committee on January 5th, the Midtown Park Plaza Neighborhood Association on January 12th, Chinatown Neighborhood Association on January 18th, and the Chinatown Residents Association on February 2nd, as well as held our butter meeting on March 21st. We've really been listening to the community. A lot of their concerns are centered around that area being so busy with the nightclubs and the other bars and people filtering out onto the street at that 2 o'clock hour. This was why we proposed having everyone off the premises by 2 a.m. rather than 2 a.m. and then allowing everybody off the premises by 2:30, which is typical for the other businesses in the area. The goal of that was to make sure that they were not contributing to any busyness on the sidewalks, that their customers would already be out of the area by the time that those businesses at 2 a.m. have their closing hour and off-premise time requirement. We made sure that we listened to all of their concerns. We let them know that this business does operate with separate ownership from the nightclub upstairs. We wanted to make it very clear that the owners operate a restaurant bar. It's not a nightclub. That doesn't plan on changing with this small extension of hours to allow for their customers to enjoy food and drinks a little bit longer. One resident at the abutters meeting lives in the apartment building next door, had some concerns about parking. We let them know that the restaurant doesn't utilize any delivery services. So there's no cars pulling up to pick up deliveries such as DoorDash, Postmates, or Uber Eats. They don't utilize any of those apps. And all of their employees, they've set up sort of a program with the Revere Hotel down the road to allow for their employees and the owners to park at a discounted rate when they come into work, so that they're not utilizing any of those street parking spaces. So they're really doing everything they can to make sure they're not contributing to any congestion on that road right there, because it is so busy, especially with the hospital right nearby. And so, yep, we're just seeking to extend that, change the condition to extend that closing hour to allow them to just continue to serve the neighborhood for a little bit longer. And we're happy to answer any questions.
Thanks, Marcy. So just to break it down, right now, the last seating is at midnight and you close at 1 and everyone's off by 1:15.
Yes,
So
the owners
asking-
actually have everyone off the premises by 1 a.m. They kind of go a little bit beyond what the condition is requiring.
So you're asking for the last seating to be at what time?
We didn't have a last seating. The community requested a last call around 1 a.m. And then we have everyone off the premises by 2 a.m.
How many, what's your capacity?
The seating on the first floor is 160, I don't want to give you the wrong number, 4 seats, I believe.
May I jump in on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Our capacity is 152 people. We have 89 seated and 63 standing.
Okay. So in this particular neighborhood, we're concerned about disbursement and how people leave, and that's maybe perhaps why there is a staggered closing hour. How do you propose to manage getting people off and not contributing to the crowds that gather when the clubs that close at 2 a.m.?
As of right now, the Hyro and Tyrone have done a really great job of making sure that they have everybody out of the restaurant and kind of out on their way home by 1 o'clock. And the restaurant is empty of all patrons by then, even though the license does offer that 1:15 everybody off premises. They plan on continuing to do that. So with having everybody off the premises by 2 a.m., that does mean making sure that when those nightclubs do close at 2 a.m. for their disbursement, their patrons have already left, already gone home. At 2 a.m., there are no other businesses for them to go patronize at that hour. They've been able to eat and everything like that. So the goal of having everybody off by 2 is for that exact purpose of making sure that they're not contributing from that 2 to 2:30 time. It would be more from that, starting at 1:45 to get everybody up and out the door so that by 2 a.m. they're out of the area when the other businesses close.
And what time does the club upstairs close?
It's 2 a.m. with everybody off by 2:30. And it's similar to the other locations in the area as well, with that 2 a.m. everybody off by 2:30.
And these particular owners have been running this restaurant for 18 months?
Yes, they came in 2020 and took over the restaurant space under that management agreement. They haven't had any issues on that first floor since they took over that space.
Thank you. Okay, I don't have any further questions. Do you, commissioners?
Nothing for me, thank you.
So we're not proposing a last seating or a last call on the license. Is that correct?
We do not have it on there. Of course, if the board would like us, we're happy to add that into the condition as well.
Okay. Say it wasn't on there, do you have a plan? Like when do you anticipate?
Yes, so the plan is the kitchen will close between 1 and 1:30, really just depending on when those last people trickle in and order food. Last call also around 1 o'clock, 1:15, because to get everyone off by 2 a.m., you kind of have to be wrapping everything up between 1:30 and 1:45. They have a good system in place for how they do it now from the 1 o'clock hour, and they plan on just extending that into that next little bit of business time in the, in the midnight hour to the 1 o'clock hour.
And does that system include like informing late arriving guests that they have limited amount of time to get out?
Yes. Right now they do that to anyone coming in after midnight, letting them know that they do close at 1 a.m., which is causing the issue with some patrons choosing to leave for a place they're not so rushed when they go in.
And when would you be turning on that kind of notification now? Like if you got the new time, what time would you be telling people, hey, you have limited time?
1:30.
1:30? It seems,
yeah.
That seems like it might be a little late.
Well, not if they're in the restaurant, it would be 1:30, but if they're coming in, the kitchen and stuff is going to be closing, it would be earlier. Right now, because their last seating is 12:15, they have to let patrons know around that same time. So it would be similar to that. So around 1:15, if you're coming in at 1:15, you'll be told we have to have everyone off the premises by 2.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any further questions from the board? Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chair, members of the board, this is John Romano. Oh, go ahead, Chu.
Hi, good morning. This is Chulan Huang from the Office of Neighborhood Services. An abutters meeting was hosted by the owner's office on March 21st. This applicant has met with all local neighborhood associations. This applicant has a support petition on file. This applicant did receive a letter of opposition from the Midtown Park Plaza Neighborhood Association. At this time, we would like to defer to the judgment of the board.
Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board, Ana Calderon from Council President Flink's office. At this time, we would like for the board to defer the vote on this matter to have more community process. As we understand, there are some issues with the ABA Condo Association. They were not notified of the abutters meeting and were not able to attend the abutters meeting. We understand that the applicant has done a good community process, so we would like them to just make sure that they reach out to those residents and work with the neighborhood association on outstanding issues.
May I just
take that position? Sorry.
Thanks, Anna. Sorry, Madam, just want to, the Ava next door is an apartment building. We flyered at the building the way that we're required to for the abutters meeting. We cannot send notices to every apartment. We don't have the ability to do so. And we did receive letters of support from residents in that building. So it does show that they were aware of this all happening. One resident did, as I mentioned, attend the meeting for the purposes of the parking, but we do believe that we, adequately flyered and let the building know it is an apartment building rather than a condo building, which does limit our ability. We do rely then on the property management when the flyer is delivered to the building to let the residents know.
Thank you, Attorney Costa. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
Yes, good morning, Madam Chair. Good morning, Danny, board members. My name is Mary Higgins. I represent the Midtown Park Plaza Neighborhood Association. And we did supply a letter of opposition. We did meet with Marcy Costa and the owners at a meeting in January. There were members of the MPPNA that did attend the abutter meeting held in March. And after careful consideration, that additional hour, there are still crowd control issues down in that area of the city with several hundred people, thousands getting out of all the clubs at the same time. And we understand or are mindful of it can be a challenging business environment now for folks in the restaurant industry. But there are issues with the police department is constantly putting resources down in that area, really just for crowd control and to get folks out of there. And also the fact that there is an adjacent to this space, a nightclub that does seem to have consistent issues with violations. They share the same alcohol license, and the members are very open to this restaurant staying open later for food service, but we do recommend that they remain, the alcohol license last call would be a 1 AM. Thank you.
Mary, just to clarify, so you oppose just the alcohol license being extended? You don't oppose them being allowed to
The
serve?
kitchen being open later, no, the members had no issue with food being able to be served later for folks coming in. I know I've had email conversations with Attorney Costa on percentage of food and alcohol sales. And, you know, currently now it's 60% alcohol sales versus 40% food. And it was explained to me that that could be somewhat skewed due to the fact that the alcohol sales, it costs a lot more money to purchase an alcoholic beverage versus getting, you know, $6, you know, appetizer. So I understand that position. And we reiterate this. I would like to say that we are consistent, the MPP&A members with the previous operator of Ghost Walks. It is a different operator, but they also wanted to keep it at a 1 AM closing as well. So we are consistent with what we voted on previously with the previous operator.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 13, GRNARK of MA LLC, doing business as Ramsey's Kitchen, located at 776 Boylston Street, holder of a common victular 7-day alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed business from altered premise consists of full-service restaurant of approximately 7,196 square feet located with the street level of the Mandarin Oriental Hotel, main dining room, 2 private dining rooms, kitchen and bar, main entrance exit located on Boylston Street with additional entrance exit from the hotel lobby, 2, a full-service restaurant of approximately 7,197 square feet located within the street level of the Mandarin Oriental Hotel, main dining room, 2 private dining rooms, kitchen and bar, main entrance exit located on Boylston Street with additional entrance exit from the hotel lobby. Sidewalk Cafe is located on Boylston Street at the main entrance of the restaurant with seating for 26, approximately 73 square feet. Cafe open from April 1st to October 31st. Fencing around cafe will be removed when closed, and hours are the same as the restaurant, except will close no later than 10 p.m. Cafe is on public property and will comply with the Public Improvement Commission conditions as set forth in and approved in assignment and assumption agreement. Attorney Eugene Richard. Attorney Richard.
Thank you, Madam Chairman, members of the board, Danny. Gene Richard representing the applicant. With me is Hector Tovar, who is the manager of record, as well as Cheryl Flaherty, the general manager of the restaurant. This is Ramsey's Kitchen in the Mandarin Oriental Hotel. We were before you in December and received the overall licensing, restaurant licensing, and opened in January. There are no changes in this. That was quite a blurb, but we're not seeking any change to the interior. We're just seeking to add a sidewalk seating, sidewalk cafe, essentially, well, in the same footprint as a sidewalk cafe under the prior restaurant, Bar Balloon. And we had hoped to do this all originally all together, but just from timing of getting the assignment of the city agreement regarding the sidewalk, we carved this sidewalk cafe out back in December when we were before you. And so today we're just seeking to add that back in now that all the paperwork has gone through. We have my client has agreed to conditions requested by the neighborhood group. And those are reflected in that description that we're seeking to have amended. Those conditions are basically that the premises will not be larger than the prior Bar Balloon cafe, sidewalk cafe, closing of the sidewalk no later than 10 p.m. 26 seats, and that the fencing to delineate the sidewalk cafe be removed during the seasons when the sidewalk will not be used. So we respectfully request approval of this application and subject to any questions. Thank you.
Thank you for explaining that. I don't have any questions at this time. Commissioners, do you?
I do not either. Thank you.
At this time, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Chair, members of the board, this is John Romano from the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This had received a letter from NAB of non-opposition, and our office would defer to the board for their judgment at this time.
Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board. Ana Calderon from Council President Flink's office. The councilor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item 14, Robert B. Aiello, doing business as DeLuca's Back Bay Market, located at 239 Newbury Street, holder of a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Sisters Market Inc., doing business as DeLuca's Market at the same location. Victoria Aiello, manager, closing hour 11 p.m., who is present on behalf of the licensee.
Good morning. This is Victoria Aiello. It's my uncle Robert who's on the license, and we're applying to transfer the liquor license as part of our overall family business transition. Just a note, my sister is also on the call. She's going to be the manager should the application go through of our Charles Street location. So in case there's any confusion there, I just wanted to state that outright. So this is Sisters Markets, my sister and I, doing business as DeLuca's. We're the third generation business here for DeLuca's Market, and we're taking over for our father. The business is primarily a grocery store, but it does have a wine cellar, and so we're looking to continue selling wine, beer, alcohol as part of our grocery retail.
Thank you, Victoria. Is Caroline here as well?
Yeah.
Oh, I see Caroline.
Yes.
Thank
Hello.
you. Hi, thank you both for joining us. I'm going to try to do this together. We have
Great.
4 standard questions.
Before you
for the
do that,
board.
Chairman Joyce, let me just read the accompanying item into the record then, so we can.
Okay. Okay.
So reading item number 15 into the record as well, DeLuca's Market Inc., doing business as DeLuca's Market, located at 7 to 11 Charles Street, holder of a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Sisters Market Inc., doing business as DeLuca's Market at the same location. Caroline Aiello, manager, closing hour 11 p.m. Go ahead,
Thank you,
Chairman
Danny.
Joyce.
Sorry about that. I probably should have read these separately, but I will give this a shot. Victoria and Caroline, are you citizens?
Yes. Yes.
Are you residents of the Commonwealth?
Yeah. Yes.
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
Yes. Yes.
And are you familiar with the rules and regs of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you. I don't have any questions about the Newbury Street location or the Charles Street location. Commissioners, do you?
Nothing further. Thank you.
For me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on either item 14 or 15 on this morning's agenda, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on either of these items? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Calling item number 16, Tian An LLC, doing business as An Hong Restaurant located at 291 Adams Street, holder of a common victular 7-day wines and malt beverages license, has petitioned to transfer the license and the location from the above to Tora Group Inc., doing business as Tora Kaizen Don Japanese Restaurant, located at 20B Tyler Street. The premises consists of a garden level, approximately 1,196 square feet of total commercial space, with approximately 616 square feet dining area and sushi bar, with seating for 19, 1 handicap accessible restroom, full kitchen, mechanical room, and office. Closing hours Sunday through Thursday, 11 p.m., Friday and Saturday, 1 a.m. Patrick Zhang, Manager, Attorney Adam Chu. Attorney Chu?
Thank you. Good morning, Chairwoman Joyce, members of the board, and Mr. Green. My name is Adam Chu, attorney for Tora Group, as you've just heard, doing business as Tora Kaizen Japanese Restaurant at 20B Tyler Street in Chinatown. And with me today is the sole owner and president of Tora Group, Patrick Zhang.
Yep. Hi.
We are seeking the transfer of a 7-day wine and malt beverages license from Tian An, doing business as An Hong Restaurant at 291 Adams Street in Fields Corner in Dorchester. The consideration will be cash from the operating funds of Tora Group with no financing. Tora is an existing dine-in restaurant with table service, specializing in sashimi, sushi, and poke bowls. And the premises, as you've heard, are about 1169 square feet, including the dining area, a handicapped accessible restroom, kitchen, utility space, and a small office on a single floor at garden level. The dining area itself and sushi bar is about 616 square feet and has an occupancy of 19. As you can imagine, the restaurant is cozy, but it's a very popular one due to exceptional quality and value. The application includes extension of the present hours from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and then until 1 a.m. Friday and Saturday. The requested 1 a.m. closing is the same as the closing hour of the sister restaurant in Chinatown, Tora Ramen, which successfully petitioned for its beer and wine license last year and has had no issues. The proposed manager will be the owner, Patrick Zhang. He has over a decade of experience in the restaurant business. He is a Mass resident and U.S. citizen. He's received TIPS training and is certified and is familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the state ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth. We've reached out to and met with the various community organizations over the months of January, February, and March, including the Chinatown Neighborhood Council, Chinatown Residents Association, the Safety Committee, Chinatown Main Streets, City Councilor Flynn's office, and of course, the Office of Neighborhood Services. We've completed the abutters notification and outreach and gained their support with no opposition or objections. And so we're asking this board to approve this transfer. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Chu. Chairwoman Joyce, any questions?
Thank you, Attorney Chu. Mr. Dong, how long have you been operating Tora Kaizen at this location?
About
Beer and wine.
4 or 5 years.
Okay, so you've been at this location for 4 or 5 years without a beer and wine license?
Yes.
Okay. And just to describe again for the board, we're always looking to see what the public need is. Can you describe for me again, you said it's Japanese fusion, is that right? Or am I
It's
wrong?
a Japanese, just regular Japanese restaurant.
Okay. My apologies. Okay, I don't have any other questions right now. Commissioners, do you?
I do not.
Not at the moment, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Good morning. This is Chulan Huang from the Office of Neighborhood Services. And our butters meeting was hosted on March 22nd. This applicant has met with all local neighborhood associations. There has been no opposition to my knowledge to this applicant. At this time, we would like to defer to the judgment of the board.
Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board. Ana Calderon from Council President Flink's office. The councilor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
I just want to say my name. Oh, sorry.
Excuse me, who is speaking?
Hi, this is me. This is Mary with Council Flaherty's office.
Go ahead.
And on behalf of City Council Michael Flaherty, the councilor would like to stand with the district council and go on record of support if approved. The councilor encourages the proponent to continue to work closely with the neighborhood to resolve any quality of the life issues, if there are any issues. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item 17, Henry's Delicatessen LLC, doing business as The Gallows, located at 1395 to 1397 Washington Street in Roxbury. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license and the location from the above to Putt Shack Boston Seaport LLC, doing business as Putt Shack, 58 Pier 4 Boulevard, Boston. Premises consists of located inside the building at 145 Seaport Boulevard, also known as 58 Pier 4 Boulevard, on 2 floors containing approximately 26,429 square feet, approximately 7,213 square feet on the ground level, and 19,216 square foot area on second level, including dining and bar areas with 270 seats, mini golf holes, restrooms and offices, storage, trash room, and employee lounge on upper level. Level 1 has 2 exits to grade level. Level 2 has 2 exit enclosures and 1 open exit access stair. Laura Lynn Gallagher, manager, closing hour 2 a.m. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
Good morning, everyone. Andrew Upton from Upton, Connell, and Devlin for the applicant. And with me are Dan Dawson, who is the real estate development professional from Putt Shack, Laura Lynn Gallagher, who is the proposed manager of record, and Bob Dodson, who is in the operations department. If it pleases the board, I'll give a description of the concept and then we can hear a little more from Dan.
Thanks.
All right. We believe the character and fitness of this applicant is strong. They have several proven locations that started in Europe. And since the success of those locations, they have successful facilities in suburban Chicago and suburban Atlanta of exactly this size, scale, and scope. It is an indoor mini golf facility with food and beverage facility attached. They are many of the proponents and investors and developers came from the flight club concept, where they learn to manage these large-scale entertainment facilities. So they're experts in the operations of these. This is approximately a $13 million investment in the facility. So they are a substantial company that's well capitalized. And one thing to note on the character and fitness is that every facility they have has a partnership with a local charity, where a certain percentage of certain food items from the menu are donated to a local charity. We believe there's also a public need for this license at this location. We've had successful abutters meeting and a successful Fort Point Neighborhood Association meeting in February. The existing building is a mixed-use building that's designed for retail on the ground floor and the second floor, fully vetted through the development process for traffic, noise, light, and any impact considerations. There are 3,000 garage spaces in a 2-block radius, so we don't expect traffic to be an issue. There is no takeout food, so we don't expect delivery app drivers to be clogging up things. Further, the peak hours of this, as it appeals to a family demographic, corporate event demographic, special event demographic, are in the early evening, so we don't expect late night disbursement to be an issue. The Putt Shack facility will ID every person that comes in the door. They will accept only Massachusetts IDs. They have strict door staff policy. And they have an experienced manager who is a Mass resident, a US citizen who has experience in the food and beverage industry and is familiar with the rules and regulations. So with that overview, I'd like to turn it over to Dan Dawson, just to give you a little flavor of the concept, and we're glad to answer any questions.
Thank you, Attorney Upton. Oh, Mr. Dawson, you are muted. Let me ask you to unmute. Here we go.
Yes, hello, this is Dan Dawson. I'm the VP of Real Estate for Putt Shack. I think Andrew hit on most of the key points for us, but We are an indoor tech-enabled mini golf concept with a very large F&B offering. We are from the founders of both Topgolf and Flight Club. We have many operators on our team from both of those two concepts plus others. So we are extremely experienced from the operational standpoint. We are going to be located at the base of the Echelon condominium building at Pier 4 and Seaport Boulevard. Like Andrew mentioned, we have 4 locations in the UK and 2 locations currently open in the US, in Atlanta and in suburban Chicago. Boston will be our 4th location in the US after Miami. The game takes up about half of our revenue, and the other half is food and beverage. We really strive for inclusivity, so our food includes many non-gluten and vegan options, and in addition to the alcoholic beverages, we have a large selection of non-alcoholic drinks, both non-alcoholic beers and mocktails, and really we're attractive to all markets. We see a lot of family activity, we see a lot of young adults, people you would likely see throughout the Seaport, the 25 to 40-year-old professionals, and we do significant corporate business as well at our location. So we're excited to be coming to the Seaport. We're happy to answer any questions you have.
I have a question. So do you have to be playing mini golf or have a reservation for mini golf to go into Hut Shack, or can anyone go in just for the drinks and the food?
Anybody can come in for drinks or food.
Okay.
Yeah, and just quickly to mention, Bob Dotson's on the line with us. He's our VP of operations, so he's more equipped to answer all the operations questions.
Okay, so everyone gets ID'd, as your attorney stated, and then they're ID'd at the door when they come in. Do they get a wristband if they're over 21? Is that how it works?
No, nobody is wristband. They're also ID at the table if in question. So it's at 8 o'clock at night. We're 21 and up only. So they're carded at starting at 7 o'clock, and then are asked to leave. Obviously, there's a grace period with families, but after 9 o'clock, we are 100% 21 and up only.
Thank you very much. I don't have any other questions. Commissioners, do you?
None for me, thank you.
At this time, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chair, members of the board, this is John Romano from the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services testifying on behalf of one of our liaisons here. The 4 Point Neighborhood Association had submitted a letter of support for this application, as well as they have gone through our community process. At this time, we'd like to defer to judgment of the board.
Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board. Ana Calderon from Council President Flink's office. The councilor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
Hi, Madam Chair, this is Mary Kosky on behalf of City Council Clarity's office. I would like, he would also like to throw his support with the district councilor, and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter this morning? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Calling item 18, Teatro Inc., doing business as Teatro, located at 177 Tremont Street. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license and the location from the above to 5 Iron Golf Boston LLC, doing business as 5 Iron Golf, 1 Washington Mall. Premises consist of, in 1 room on ground floor with reception area, 2 golf simulators, bar, kitchen, storage, and office space in rear. In 1 additional room on lower level with 11 golf simulators, seating areas and bar, storage, locker rooms, and restrooms. Total seating capacity 56. Seamus O'Sullivan, manager, closing hour 2 a.m. Attorney Dennis Quilty. Attorney Quilty.
Good morning again, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board. It looks like it's golf day here at the licensing board. This applicant is a virtual golf facility, a virtual indoor golf facility. The space, interestingly enough, is right on City Hall Plaza, formerly the Wax Museum site. next to Staples, which I'm sure everyone's walked by. With me this morning, Henry Shioka, who is the Chief Legal Officer for Five Iron Golf, and our proposed manager of record, Seamus O'Sullivan. This matter has been fully vetted. We've gone through the Zoning Board of Appeal back in October for the use to be allowed. In process of that, we went to ONS and were asked to reach out to NURA, NUNIC, and the Wharf District Council, all of which we did with no objections. We had an ONS of Butters meeting last September. And we also made outreach directly to Council President Flynn, whose district this is in. Again, as indicated in the description, it's a two-level property, if you will, with 13 total virtual golf stations, 11 on the lower level, 2 on the upper level. There's a bar and seating area on the lower level with 18 or so bar seats, kitchen and a small bar on the upper level, with a small seating area on that level as well. As the name indicates, it's a golf-related business. They are in operation in other parts of the country as well. Very popular for this downtown location. We presume a lot of business people, office functions, parties, and the like will take place. And we're happy to answer any operational questions. Mr. O'Sullivan is here. And Mr. Sioka, who will be happy to answer any questions the board may have. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Attorney Quilty. Did you say that Mr. O'Sullivan's already an approved manager of record? Or
No, I just said he has experience, he fits the
Okay.
criteria, but he is not an approved manager of record.
Okay, I'll jump
Presently.
in. And Mr. O'Sullivan, I want to ask you the 4 standard questions we ask any applicant for manager of record. Are you a citizen?
Yes, I am.
Are you a resident of the Commonwealth?
Yes, I am.
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
Yes, I do.
And are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and just a couple of other questions. How are you going to ID people? I imagine it's not just 21 plus to use the golf simulators.
Henry?
Yeah, it's not 21 plus because we do offer kids programming and want to be an inclusive and accessible space for everyone, including families. So, we ID when drinks are ordered at the bar and anytime drinks are ordered in the golf bays, simulator bays.
And do you have wait staff or do people go to the bar and bring it back to their golf base?
We do. We have servers who roam around. We call them roamers. Because they roam and they service the golf simulator base.
Okay, and what time do you open up?
6 a.m.
6 a.m. to 2 a.m. Okay. Okay, very interesting to have another golf themed application today. I don't have any other questions. I'll turn it over to the other commissioners.
Will people be allowed to roam with the alcohol?
They can, but typically it doesn't happen. So groups will be in their simulator bays and typically they're staying there unless they're going to the bathroom or something like that. Or if they're not hitting, they're at the bar where drinks are consumed. There's really no other places to go in the space to drink other than your simulator bay or the bar.
Okay, so just a heads up with mixed groups, just be very aware of pass-offs.
Absolutely.
Is there any plan at any time in the evening? You're open till 2, so is there any time to shut off under 21 and go all 21 plus?
Not at this time, but I will tell you that we wouldn't stay open till 2 unless it was a Saturday night or a Friday night. Typically we close at 11 on weeknights.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any further questions from the board? Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chair and members of the board, this is John Romano from the Mayor's Office in Neighborhood Services. As the applicant has stated, they had gone through an extensive community process and we had received no opposition at this time. We'd like to defer judgment to the board. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board, Ana Calderon from Council President Fling's office. The councilor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Mary, were you unmuting yourself to testify? Okay, guess not. With no further testimony, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 19, Land of Beer MA LLC has been continued at the request of the applicant to continue their community process and will be heard at the April 27th, Wednesday morning transactional hearing. Item number 20, Bay Suites LLC, doing business as Bay Suites Market, located at 120 Spring Street in West Roxbury, has applied for a retail package store wines and malt beverages license to be exercised on the above. Premise is 11,364 square feet total, 5,682 square feet in one main room on ground floor, main entrance exit on Spring Street, additional exit in rear, 5,682 square feet in basement for prep kitchen, storage, and offices. Manager Victor Leon, closing time 6 p.m. Attorney Kristen Scanlon. Attorney Scanlon.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Kristen Scanlon representing the applicant. Signed on with us today is Victor Leon, who's the owner and previously approved manager of record by this board for other locations. But as the legal ad indicated, the proposal is for a new off-premise beer and wine license at Bay Suites Market, located at 120 Spring Street in West Roxbury. By way of background, the Leons have owned and operated several neighborhood grocery stores and markets throughout the greater Boston area, including Foodies Markets in the South End since 1998 and in South Boston since 2013. They also previously had markets in Duxbury and Belmont that have now since closed. They are experienced operators and licensees at their other locations with blemish-free records. And while Bay Suites Market has been on Spring Street since 2002, the Leons didn't own it until 2017. They haven't changed much about its offerings, keeping it mainly a Middle Eastern bakery with Middle Eastern specialties, groceries, catering, and prepared foods. With the addition of a beer and wine license, they're hoping to bring to their specialty market an expanding offering of Mediterranean products, including European, Middle Eastern, and Mediterranean beers and wines that will complement their existing market offerings. They plan to incorporate a couple hundred square feet or a row to a row and a half of selection of wines and beer, likely nothing larger than 6 packs. And if you're familiar with it, not too dissimilar from Greek International on Center Street, that also has a beer and wine license with similarly offering beverages that fit their market concept. The store itself is a 1-story building, approximately 5,600 square feet, with another 5,600 square feet in the basement for a kitchen for their prepared food making and storage. The hours of operation are currently Sunday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and Tuesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And those hours will remain the same. Bay Suites ultimately wants to be able to offer an elevated experience for their customers for one-stop shopping and to compete on an equitable basis with other national and international food retailers, big and small, as well as other local grocery stores offering beer and wine. With that being said, and as far as public need is concerned, they have several regular customers excited and supportive of the proposal, as evidenced by the support petition that was submitted to the board with 150 plus signatures on it. And Bay Suites is on the rarer side of market concepts for not only this particular neighborhood, but the city of Boston as a whole. And so a beer and wine license will ultimately help them to elevate and enhance their offerings, which is a well-respected, well-run and beloved store that has existed at this location for 2 decades. It certainly is a convenient location in the neighborhood, especially as it relates to other grocery markets and or locations that sell beer and wine. On a larger scale, there is Star Market, approximately a 1/4 mile away, or Roach Brothers, which is over a mile away.
There's smaller, more local businesses, but those are upward and over a mile away. There's Marino's Market in Delhi at 0.8 miles away, and Greek International, which I mentioned previously, about 1.5 miles away. They've had longtime employees at the store, all whom will be tips trained and certified regarding the sale of alcohol from the premises. And as far as community process is concerned, we did meet with the West Roxbury Neighborhood Council in December, who was supportive of the application. That being said, certainly appreciate your time and happy to answer any questions that the board might have regarding this application.
Thank you, Attorney Scanlon. So just to be clear, did you state that 100 square feet are going to beer and wine will replace current grocery offerings, or are you expanding into 100 square feet?
No, it'll be a couple hundred square feet. What they'll do is take maybe a row or row and a half and dedicate it to wine and beer, but all the remaining market items will stay the same. They'll just reconfigure what's front facing in the store and keep it in storage until they need to restock the shelves with those items.
Okay. And did you state that nothing smaller than a 6-pack will be sold?
Larger.
Nothing
larger.
Larger than a 6-pack. Okay. So is the plan to sell singles beers?
No.
Okay.
Nothing under 16 ounces, but Victor, if you could chime in just to confirm that.
I saw Victor.
I'm here.
Here he is.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure I could wrap my head around all of that. Commissioners, do you have any questions? I don't have any other questions.
No questions.
Not at this time. Thank you.
Thank you all. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. This is Jake Lacey from the Office of Neighborhood Services. As mentioned previously, the applicant went in front of the West Roxbury Neighborhood Council on December 14th of last year, where they received unanimous support. We have not received any letters of opposition, and at this time, we defer judgment to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Items 21 through 24 concern a single transaction by a single applicant at the same location and will be called together. Cisco Brewers, Distillers, Vintners, Seaport, Inc., doing business as Cisco Seaport, located at 85 Northern Ave, has applied for a farmer winery pouring license, a farmer brewery pouring license, a farmer distillery pouring license, and a 19H wines, malts, distillery pouring license to be exercised on the above. Premises to be licensed under the Chapter 138, Section 19H license is an outdoor patio located at 85 Northern Ave, commonly known as Block G of Seaport Square in Boston Seaport. Located on the licensed premises is a farmer brewery, a farmer winery, and a farmer distillery. Cisco Brewers, Distillers, Vintners, Seaport, Inc. manufactures beer, vints wine, and distills spirits and is owned by the exact same 5 individuals as set forth in the Chapter 19H, Section 19H application. There will be 3 pouring stations on the premises where beer, wine, and spirits will be sold. Also a retail sales to go booth, which sells takeout products and merchandise. Also on the premises will be a stage for live music, a bathroom station, an office, and an ID security hut. Licensed premises begin at the corner of Seaport Boulevard and Pier 4 Boulevard, heads northward, then northeast towards the northeastern corner of the parcel, then heading south along Northern Avenue until the corner of Northern Ave and Pier 4 Boulevard, then back to the corner of Seaport Boulevard and Pier 4 Boulevard. The patio will operate seasonally, and for 2022, the patio will be operated from April through November. Property, which is located at 85 Northern Ave, commonly known as Block G of Seaport Square, in Boston Seaport, is private property leased by the applicant. Total square footage of the premises is 20,360 square feet with a seating capacity of 66 people, total capacity of 996. Hours of operation, Monday, holidays, and private events, 4 through 10 p.m., Tuesday to Thursday, 4 to 10 p.m., Fridays, 3 to 11 p.m., Saturdays, 12 to 11 p.m., Sundays, 12 to 10 p.m. Manager Nicholas Mitchell, closing time 11 p.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Morning, Attorney Green. Great job reading all of that into the record. Morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Dennis Quilty, representing the various Cisco entities. I do want to, at the outset, mention and thank Mark Dickinson and Zach Luchik and their team at Lawson and Whiteson, who are Mr. Harmon's corporate attorneys. With us is Jay Harmon, the principal of the various Cisco entities. With us as well is Nick Mitchell, the proposed manager of record, and Joseph Dunn and Declan Megan, known to the board as management consultants for this operation. This is a very, I think, a very proud moment for Jay and the whole Cisco team. As the board is certainly aware, we have been operating in a nearby location in the Seaport for the last 2.5 seasons, if you will, as under the one-day license program, which many of the other brewery-related entities operated under. We have been anxious for a long time to solidify our position as a licensee, have worked very closely with the board and the ABCC with regard to this application, which if approved will take us out of the one-day continuing reapplication process, which we are anxious to do, and which I'm sure the board and the ABCC would be pleased with as well. So this is a new location. We are tenants of WS Development, who owned the previous location, under an agreement whereby we were to move were that site to be developed. WS informed us that they are going to begin development and therefore asked us to move to this location, which we were happy to do. The operation is very similar, with the major change that we are now applying for, as Mr. Green so well voiced, a farmer winery, farmer brewery, and farmer distillery license, and then a 19H license to allow all three of them to operate on the same location. So this will, as we suggested, solidify our operations, provide further service to the public in terms of what we're able to offer. And other than that, continue the same style of operation with live music, games, and other outdoor activities, which have been extremely popular for the last 2.5 seasons. We have reached out to the Fort Point Neighborhood Association and met with them. We have met with Office of Neighborhood Services and had a very, very positive meeting with all of the South Boston elected officials, from Congressman Lynch on down, all of whom were extremely supportive of this application, as well as made outreach to the area police captain, and have kept ISD and the Boston Police in close consultation as we've moved forward. So we hope, as we appear before you today, that we are well supported in the community and are well known to the board as viable, positive operators. And we certainly look forward to moving forward at this location. Mr. Mitchell is available, obviously, for your questions with regard to his proposed position as manager of record, and all of us, Mr. Harmon, Mr. Dunn, Mr. Megan, Mr. Dickinson, are all available to answer any questions you might have. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Quilty. This is nice to see this application finally before us. I know it's been a long time coming. Is that Mr. Mitchell sitting with Mr. Dunn?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell, are you a citizen?
I am, yes.
Are you a resident of the Commonwealth?
Yes,
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
I do, yes.
And are you familiar with the rules and regs of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
I am, yes.
Okay. I'm guessing you'll be back before us with an application for a CV license at some point. Is that right? Or is it food trucks? I don't know.
Correct. They're going to, excuse me, as in the past, they're applying for their own CV licenses, which I believe is in process presently.
Okay.
We've received that application.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. I don't have any further questions. Commissioners, do you?
Nothing from me. Thank you.
Not this time, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chair and members of the board, this is John Romano from the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This group, as they had mentioned, had gone through our community process. They had been operating in the neighborhood for a few years and have met with the 4-Point Neighborhood Association regarding this location change with positivity from that group. We defer to the board for judgment.
Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board, Ana Calderon from Council President Flink's office. The councilor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Madam Chair. Oh, you done?
Yep, you can go ahead, Mary.
Okay, I saw Anna still lit up, so I thought you were still speaking. My apologies. Madam Chair and members of the board, Mary Kosky, on behalf of City Council, Michael Flaherty, the councilor would like to go on record to stand with the City Council district in support for this matter.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 25, Mita East Boston LLC, doing business as Mita, located at 65 Lewis Street in East Boston, has applied for a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license to be exercised on the above 4,523 square feet total, 2,873 square feet in one main room on the ground floor, with bar in center and dining seating for 88 patrons throughout. Kitchen and storage in rear, 1,650 square feet annual outdoor patio with seating for 68 on private property, 11 p.m. outdoor closing hour. Manager Seth Gerber, closing time 1 a.m. Attorney Kristen Scanlon. Attorney Scanlon.
Morning again, Madam Chair, members of the board. Kristen Scanlon representing the applicant. Signed on with us this morning are Chef Douglas Williams and Seth Gerber, who are both part owners of this concept, and Seth is also the proposed manager of record and a previously approved manager of record by this board. The proposal before you is for a new restaurant with a request for a neighborhood restricted all alcohol beverage license located at Building 3 in newly developed Clipper Ship Wharf on Lewis Street in East Boston, right on the harbor there. I'd like to introduce a concept, if I may, and then turn it over to Chef Douglas in a few moments for just a couple of comments for the board. But by way of background, Mita is a concept that originally began in the south end of Boston in 2016. As I said, it's owned by Chef Douglas Williams, Seth Gerber, and Brian Lesser, all of whom have decades of combined experience either owning, operating, or cooking for restaurants. The team also recently opened their second Mita location in Newton. Since the inception of this concept, they've really taken the time to choose locations carefully for what is truly a community-focused brand. And they've really leaned into not only being a committed and contributing community member in both the South End and Newton, but also a true neighborhood dining destination, and hope to do the same thing with this third location. Part of their mission is focused on community through hospitality, and you can find them often donating their time and resources to nonprofit organizations like the Greater Boston Food Bank and Stepping Stone Foundation. Notably, in 2020, Chef Douglas was voted a top 10 best new chef in America by Food and Wine magazine. He's also been a James Beard Foundation Best Chef in the Northeast semifinalist. And since opening, Mita has also won several categories of Best of Boston, including Best Pasta and Top Restaurants of Boston. This restaurant in East Boston will follow in the footsteps of the other Mita locations and will be rooted in Italian cuisine, offering affordable and approachable menu items like pizza, steaks, salads, handmade pastas, and of course their famous house-made gelato. The bar program will focus on Italian classics, and the wine will be geared towards regional small production Italian wines. What they do is really try to find ones that are unique with great varietals that people aren't necessarily familiar with, but fun for them to introduce the approachable new variety of wines to folks that visit the restaurants. The restaurant itself is approximately 2,800 square feet inside and a little over 1,600 square feet outside, with 95 seats inside and with 24 at a main bar and a proposed 60 seats outside. With this location, they have an incredible space on the water, which of course is a great opportunity for waterfront activation, as well as their location close to the ferry and boat slip there. The hours of operation are proposed to be 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. daily. However, it will likely be dinner to start with brunch and lunch on the weekends. I'd hope that character and fitness isn't a question to the board, but As this is a request for a new license, and as far as public need is concerned, Clippership Wharf is a mixed-use condo and apartment development on Boston Harbor in East Boston that consists of 4 buildings with nearly 500 new residences. That's obviously just in the immediate vicinity of the proposed restaurant, with hundreds more new residential units in East Boston as a whole. Thousands of new residents, of course, begs for several new retail and restaurant opportunities, which of course is an exciting time for the neighborhood and the city, but certainly has its own hurdles to overcome with the availability of licenses. It's been incredible to see that even despite the plethora of obstacles the restaurant industry in particular has faced over the past 2 years, that we have so many small businesses remaining full steam ahead, seeking out opportunities to serve these neighborhoods. But the META folks and the industry as a whole needs a little help right now, in particular in our neighborhood restricted areas. As a practitioner before this board, I alone know of upwards of a dozen folks currently interested or actively seeking a license across neighborhoods like East Boston, Jamaica Plain, and Mission Hill, neighborhoods for which the 2014 legislation was specifically designed. For several restaurants that are true small-scale neighborhood spots, they're the current license market, and paying nearly and upwards of $500,000 makes little economic sense, based often on the size of these neighborhood restaurants, and of course along with all the other costs of opening and operating a successful restaurant. Again, META is seeking to become a part of growing and revitalize East Boston, and hopes to stay the course in being one of the first restaurants in this part of the neighborhood, with being granted, of course, any available license, but most logically probably for the board, a neighborhood restricted license for which they qualify. No restaurants currently exist in this latest development area on the East Boston waterfront, although I know a few are in the works pending license availability. So it's definitely a benefit for new residents in the area, as well as the surrounding community, for a more cohesive new neighborhood within the neighborhood, if you will, and with added amenities and dining options. Additionally, only one other Italian restaurant concept exists nearby, closer to Maverick Tea Station, so META will be adding variety and a noteworthy and award-winning new restaurant to the area that is both approachable and affordable. As far as community process is concerned, we did meet with the Maverick Central Neighborhood Association, who voted to support this endeavor, as well as held an abutters meeting sponsored by the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services, which was also attended and received positively by some new neighbors over there. I appreciate your time thus far, and if it's okay, I'd like to turn it over to Chef Douglas for a few brief comments, and of course, happy to answer any questions the board might have.
Absolutely.
Hi, everybody. Is it my turn to talk, or did you need to ask questions first?
Oh, you can go ahead, Mr. Williams.
Oh, I just want to thank everybody for having me on this call, and just very excited to be falling into a new endeavor and trying to not just open and be there, but be a part, as we've done on the corner of Mass Ave and Tremont, as we've done in Newton. And while, you know, there are some restaurants around those locations, there's not enough. And we try to always be ingrained in our neighborhood and fall into activities and things that help not just our own business practices, but everyone around us, and bring energy and excitement and fun and delicious things, obviously, and world-class hospitality to these neighborhoods. And I'm just excited to do that in East Boston, and I can't wait for other, to come behind us as well. But I can't be more excited, and I just thank you for this time.
Thank you very much. Chairwoman Joyce, do you have any questions?
Thank you, and thanks for joining us today. I just want to clarify, did you say Mr. Gerber is already an approved manager record by our board?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And is this the building right on the water with the condos above it? Okay. I think you've established public need. I'm going to see if there's any other questions from the commissioners.
No questions from me. Thank you.
I don't have any either. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Natalia Benitez of the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. META presented twice and received the support from the Maverick Central Neighborhood Association. Our office also held an abutters meeting on March 17th, and all comments from abutters were positive and welcoming. The residents are happy that Mita is coming to East Boston, and at this time, I'd like to defer judgment to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Calling item number 26, Bella Haven Restaurant Group doing business as The Haven at the Brewery located at 284 Amory Street in Jamaica Plain. Has applied for a common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverages license to be exercised on the above in 2 rooms on first floor with kitchen and storage in rear left of premise, 2 entrances on Amory Street and 3 emergency exits, and to include seasonal outdoor dining on an enclosed private patio from April to October for 60 patrons from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. Capacity breakdown, 170 seated, 50 standing. Manager Jason Waddleton. Closing time, 1 a.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Good afternoon or late morning, Mr. Green. Again, Dennis Quilty and Madam Chair, members of the board, Dennis Quilty representing the Bella Haven Restaurant Group. Just a very, very exciting proposal for the Jamaica Plain neighborhood. Mr. Waddleton, who is the proposed manager of record, is the owner of the Haven. His partner, Kathy Mainzer, who's on with us today, is the former owner of the Bella Luna Milky Way Lounge, both of which are iconic and beloved institutions in the Jamaica Plain neighborhood. And the proposal before you today is a merger of sorts, brought about in large part because Ms. Mainzer and the Bella Luna business, if you will, have been anxious and looking forward to getting back open in the Jamaica Plain neighborhood where they were fixtures for many, many, many years and literally beloved in the community. And Mr. Waddleton, a well-known and respected and beloved business person himself in his own right, is in a position where he doesn't have a long-term lease. So this is a situation where it worked really very well for both parties to try and do something cooperatively and together, which would also be a positive addition to or reintroduction to the Jamaica Plain neighborhood. They are in a site which is a multi-purpose commercial site. Many other local businesses, they propose to occupy a portion of it. It's called the Haven at the Brewery because within the same general complex is the Sam Adams, one of their locations. And this was the old Haffenreffer Brewery that dates back to probably 75 or 100 years on this property generally. They are seeking a new license at this location. The public need, I think, is it literally comes from their experience and background in the community and their support in the community because of who they are, how they operate their businesses, and what they've done for the community over the years. We have met with, and I know they're present today, the Jamaica Plain Neighborhood Council, made outreach to District City Councilor Lara, to the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services, and we literally have dozens, if not scores, or hundreds of people anxiously awaiting the opening and the combination of these two businesses. We have both Mr. Waddleton, who's an existing manager of record, and Ms. Mainzer, who was formerly a manager of record, are here, and we can answer any operational questions or the like. And we're just very, very excited and anxious to see if we can move this proposal forward. Thank you very much.
Attorney Quilty, this application's been before us and this board already found public need, correct?
Yes, ma'am. We were actually approved subject to availability. We obviously there was nothing available at the time in question. So the applicant made a reapplication, if you will, but yes, indeed, we've already gone through and been approved by this board.
Okay, thank you. And thanks for joining us again. I don't have any other questions right now. Commissioners, do you?
Nothing further. Thank you.
No questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Tiffany Caballero here from the mayor.
Having a hard time hearing you guys.
Sorry, hang on one second. All right, Tiffany, you may continue. Sorry.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Tiffany Caballero here from the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. And a committee process was facilitated for this application by my predecessor, Lindsay Santana. And like both Madam Chair and the applicant had already mentioned, this was pre-approved back in October 2021. It has received outstanding community support. And so at this time, our office would like to go on record and defer the board's judgment. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other representatives of elected officials who would like to testify? See a raised hand from Jacob. Ask you to unmute. Yeah.
Hi, thank you. Good morning. Jacob DeBlakecourt from Councilor at Large Julie Mejia's office would like to go on record in support of this proposal. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other elected officials or their representatives who would like to testify on this matter?
Hi, yes, Norma McManus Vincent from District 6 City Councilor Kendra Lara's office. And I just have some quick remarks from Councilor Lara to read if that's all right. Councilor Lara's office is in support of the applicant Bella Haven Restaurant Group. The restaurant group was approved for license in the fall, but unfortunately there were none available. Our office is aware of significant support within the community for this applicant. Councilor Lara would like to note that the earlier iteration of this restaurant, Bella Luna, was a beloved community institution which was forced to close during the pandemic. A second chance for Bella Luna in partnership with the Haven is a great win for our small businesses and the surrounding community, many of whom have memories of celebrating milestones at the old Bella Luna. The restaurant served as a gathering place over the years for many in the Jamaica Plain community, especially the LGBTQ community. Boston lost so many community institutions during the pandemic, and this new partnership is a unique opportunity to remedy one such loss. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? I also see a raised hand from Michael Reiskind. You may go ahead.
My name is Michael Reiskind. I live at 425 South Huntington Avenue in Jamaica Plain, member of the Jamaica Plain Neighborhood Council and chair of its Public Service Committee. We had a neighborhood hearing on this issue on April 6th, 2021, at which point very well attended from the community, and everybody there was who spoke was in favor. We urge you to pass this application to try to reopen a institution at the brewery with an outdoor patio, seasonal outdoor patio that closes at 11 for 60 seats. As I said, this was also approved in the fall of 2021, and we urge you to approve it again and hope that license is available. Thank you.
Thank you. I also see a raised hand from Michelle Diaz. Ms. Diaz, I'm going to ask you to unmute.
Hi, good morning. I'm Michelle Diaz. I'm the commercial property manager for the JPDC. We're the landlord. And I manage the brewery complex. We're an organization that's been around for 45 years and with over 100,000 square feet of commercial spaces. And we've been very involved in the community. I've been working with Jason Waddleton, and we are in support of this application. And we want to express that it is important for Bella Haven to have this liquor license. And also it is, there's a public need to have a license at this location. So, and I've been also hearing from neighbors and residents that space has been vacant for a while now. And I've been hearing from the neighbors and residents, when is the restaurant going to open? We're all excited to have this restaurant open, and we look forward towards seeing families gathering in this beautiful space and having social gatherings. So we're excited about that, and we support the application. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any additional individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing no further testimony, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Those are all of the matters before the board today. So thank you, everybody, and have a great day.